Hello loves, welcome to Fifth Dimension. I hope y'all are doing well today. So I'm excited that you've joined me for this specific collective reading, as it will be my first attempt to do a candle wax reading for my channel. Now I do these for myself, I won't say all the time. I've done them a handful of times on myself and gotten a different sort of vibe when I pull divination messages through candle wax readings, so I did want to try it and see how it works out for our collective. But before I do that, I do just want to introduce you to sort of how it works in case candle wax readings are something that's new to you. So essentially what I'll do is I'll fill some water into this bowl. I've chosen a purple chime candle, which to represent our crown chakras. So I'll light it and I'll begin to drip into the water. Now, essentially, this type of divination is just like any other. It's just impressions that you end up picking up. It's not necessarily something that you're waiting to happen. The dripping, the staring into the water, the reflection of the flame, all of that kind of put the channeler's mind into some sort of like, it's kind of meditative. It kind of is trance-like almost. But there can be many aspects that you can use to pick up messages in that way, which is why I like it. Now, I will be following up whatever messages I may pick up on here with some tarot cards just to see if the energies vibe, maybe for some confirmation or additional advice. But I did just quickly want to give a little intro as to how that works, as essentially anything can be used for divination, okay? All right, so I hope you're excited. And I'm going to set everything up, get myself in the vibe, and then I'll be right back, loves. All right, loves, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I heard soft tears are dropping. It's giving me, I'm getting like the vibe of like grieving, but I'm also getting like the soft tears of a baby. So what does that mean? It could have to do with your inner child. Healing wounds from childhood. Specifically with when it comes to nurturing. And the manners that you were shown what nurturing was. And undoing certain aspects of that may have formed toxic relationships with how you interacted with other people based off of it. This is giving me like deeply like mother wounds. I'm not gonna lie, I was trying to like avoid saying it. If that doesn't resonate with you, then this is probably not your messages, because it's strongly giving me aspects of yourself, and it doesn't feel necessarily like blocked out. So there's like full awareness that there are toxic aspects to the way that you were taken care of as a child, to the way that you were shown nurture and love, to what you were taught were the ways in which you would receive this. It almost feels like a like growing up, okay, I'm hearing people pleaser. Growing up feeling binded to the aspects of you that were being raised simply to please others, that didn't fit with what you felt was right for you. So having to undo those aspects of yourself that came specifically, I'm getting from a mother wound. Now, again, if this doesn't resonate, then it just could be whichever parental figure was most dominant when it comes to giving you nurturing, compassion, and understanding. And I feel like in the ways that you were taught what nurturing was sort of transactional. Like your nurturing was there. I can feel the softness of fuzzy blankets, so it's not like there was the complete lack of, but I feel like there was parts of it that were skewed, misrepresented as love is what I'm getting. And I feel like that may have led you into, I heard to the vultures. It led you right to the vultures in aspects of your life, which like further compounded is what I'm getting. The fractures. Now, some of you may have begun taking the steps already to heal. I don't know, like obviously everybody's situation is going to be different as far as whether this person is still living, and it feels like a specific person. Now it could be a collective of people who are responsible for raising you and your nurturing. I'm seeing that for some aspects it was like a collective, like, and then I heard it takes a village. So there may have been a collective of people who were responsible for your nurturing that interacted with you in that way that was like had toxic tendencies to it. Some of you have started the process of mending those relationships, if that be like in the external healing, therapy, discussions, hard discussions. For the others of you, this is just internally, like healing those parts of yourself and like having done some process of forgiving in order to release. I heard and find your way. It's like you had to undo everything. You had to erase all your work. I just saw like a paper, schoolwork, and then having to like erasing the whole page. Not having another page is what I heard. So having to undo it all in order to reuse the page essentially. Now, for those of you who have not begun, I can see the fractures. For those of you who have not begun the processes of this healing, and then I'm getting the elephant in the room. It's the elephant in the room every time you interact. It's that underlying, just like an underlying tension. In some aspects, there's a bit of like resentment that's built up over time. That's like almost accepted to a degree that it almost feels invisible. It's so shrouded and cloaked. And then I'm getting again, it's the elephant in the room. So I heard time for a deep dive. I feel like you're in the process currently, and as you're viewing this reading, you're currently in the energy of having these, oh my god, Charlie's snoring so loud. And then I heard no more sleeping on it. No more sleeping on those aspects that are the elephant of the room. And this may require, because then I got like a burst of blue. So this may require speaking some things that have never been spoken. Oh, and this is getting into like really delicate situations. Yeah, that was the baby thing that I felt. Like in the beginning, I felt like a baby's cheek, a tear falling down a baby's cheek. You know how baby's cheeks are so soft and Luffy. Recovering parts of you that were fractured, filling in the fractures, filling in the holes, if you will. Yeah, because some of this feels like betrayals, like deep betrayals. This is bringing up heavy stuff, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't know if I want to get into I'll just broaden it because I really don't, like, my heart can't take it. This is bringing up like your feminine energy being wounded, whether regardless of gender. Your feminine energy being wounded, those parts of you that needed to be protected. And it may have started from childhood, or it may just be like reference to like your innocence, your purity, ways in which you should have been protected that you weren't, ways that you should have been empowered to protect yourself but you weren't. Take whichever resonates. Ways in which your voice was taken, your inability to, so it just feels like multiple wounding. It just feels like having a wounding and then being like almost punished for a wounding. And then I'm getting Medusa. So if you know her story of having been taken advantage of in the worst ways and then being punished for it in more than one way, and then being seen only from her pain, it's like losing yourself in multiple ways, like in ways that you lost yourself in more than one way. I'll just say that. I feel like it's time, babe. It's time to get in there and heal those wounds. Your heart wants those fractures to be mended. I'm sorry. I'm pulling my energy back. Pulling my energy back. Yes, I feel like despite these fractures, like there's parts of you I see, like parts of you like puttying it up, like I don't know, like putting putty on fractures and on holes and filling in and trying your hardest to just fill it with love. You've been working hard. You've been working hard to fill those fractures within you with love. And this is like, I'm seeing flashes of like multiple experiences in all different scenarios in which you were betrayed in ways like this. You know, like I'm getting microcosm and macrocosm. Like in some aspects they were like little tiny experiences in which there was a part of you taken, very subtle, but in other ways there was reflections of this happening on a bigger scale in multiple aspects of your life. And it's just like there's a connection not being made to the string that entangles it all within your energy. And I feel like you've been working so hard, but there's like a string that needs to be pulled. I don't know what that means. I just seen like, if like, let's say all of this wax, like if it had a thread on it and I picked up the thread and it had a bunch of chunks of wax, and then I just took my finger and like scooped the string to get all the stuff off of it. I feel like that's what is being called to the forefront in your energy, in your healing process, in your spiritual journey for the time being, is really getting in there. Because I feel like you've definitely like focused on the big fractures, because I'm seeing a giant heart, and it's so crazy how the way that these things work. Like just the other day I was watching a video, I'll get into it later, but there was a giant whale heart in a museum, and so you just see the kid standing and there's like a representation of a giant whale heart. So I'm seeing that I'm seeing that big whale heart, and I'm seeing fractures in it, and I'm seeing you like focusing on all the big ones, like afraid that the heart is just going to tear apart and fall because it has no support. So you're like mending the big ones, which may be the big life experiences that led you towards those pain that caused those pains. I'm sorry, that not that led you, but like the big life experiences that caused those big fissures is what I'm hearing. Fractures. But then needing to tend to the small ones, needing to tend to the little fractures, and that's taking you back. That's guiding you back, because now I'm getting like the timeline, like seeing the person going backwards. Yesterday in a reading, the aspect of flashbacks came back. You may be getting flashbacks, because I'm getting that again, to things, and you'd be like, what the hell, like, why am I remembering that? Like I had already not even remembered about that, or something like that. And that's been coming out for a bit in the readings, and this is on purpose. This is by no means random. These things are happening because it's bringing them to the forefront, because your heart is yearning to be mended in whole. Your soul yearns to feel your heart so loved and so nurtured that it can just safely offer of itself and express itself and embody and expand. I'm hearing all those words that start with E's, apparently. And like, it's just, you have, like, it's so cliche to say, like, you just have a big heart. Like, literally, there's just so much like expansive love that you're so scared of sharing, because it's like that, like a wounded animal, right? It's like there's so much trauma and fear about all the possibilities, but your heart doesn't want to live in fear anymore. And I feel like you've been actively doing anything possible to ensure, to release, like you just want to be happy. I can feel it so much. And let me just say that you've done so much work on your healing. It is, I don't know, there's so many words coming through. I can't think of the right one, but admirable. There you go. It's admirable to me, the amount of healing work that you've done, because it's just, I feel like it almost seems silly to people in and around you, like how much you focus on these things. But the thing is that it's changing your life experience in such a profound way, even if it's not apparent yet, even if it's not bloomed yet. Like, the healing that you're doing is creating such change. It is like you are actively like shifting. Like, I'm seeing like the earth, and then like, you know how they sometimes represent like people standing on top of the earth, like, you know. So then I'm seeing the person like walking and making the earth spin to the opposite, and like with such force you are creating a world of change for yourself. Okay, okay? Let me go ahead and I'll leave the bowl here so it can continue to burn itself out. And let me pull some tarot cards just to, or oracle cards to add to this reading and this energy that we have picked up today. Messages for the collective. Okay, we have 3 already. We have Be Spirit, sweet results await, card number 7. We have card number 11, Butterfly Spirit, transformation is beautiful. Card number 67, Wolf Spirit, turn knowledge into wisdom. This has been something that I have been picking up on because this is giving me like, okay, there we go. Our candle's out. Like the old wise woman, the shaman, the oracle, you know what I mean? Like it's giving like a maturing of your energy, but when it comes to your wisdom, I'll just say that. Trying to figure out what cards to get. I should have thought of that. Okay, we'll do this deck. All right. Be Spirit, sweet results await. Clarify this energy for the collective. Oh, I love it. We have card number 23, healing the heart. Sweet results await, because like I just said, like even if you're not seeing it, like it is very admirable that because it's so easy. It's so much easier to neglect all of the wounds. The thing is, no real change occurs until we go within. And it's just like everybody has their struggles, right? And everybody's going to continue. Like that's just life. It comes with struggles, but it has so much beautiful blessings that come also, right? And it's just like I said, like you're shifting things for yourself. It's like taking the steering wheel. That's what you're doing, really. And it's creating such beautiful change, like I said. Because like I said in the beginning, like it's just so much easier to just neglect all of that, and then we just carry all our wounds with us, and we interact with each other with all our wounds, and it's just painful. Like life is so short. Like why are we going around hurting each other? But then I feel your energy with the protection, like being like a wounded animal, being like, I want to interact, I want to feel free, but I'm so scared because of all the experiences that I've had. But you are doing your healing, and you are working on your fears, and you are transforming that for yourself, even if it doesn't feel like such a big drastic change. Doesn't happen overnight. Nothing happens overnight in nature, okay? Well, I mean, some things do happen overnight. Just kidding. I mean, yeah. No, yeah, some things do happen overnight. It can be like you're waiting, and then all of a sudden overnight, it's just like, boom, something's happened. So don't. Card number 38, endless possibilities. To clarify this transformation, I love that so much because it is that ever expanding energy that I was getting of what your heart wants to experience, and the purpose of you putting yourself in all the heavy ass energy and doing all the healing work and trying to change the way that you interact and the way that you see things and the way that you go about life and all of that. That is hard work. That is real hard work. Card number 67, clarify the wolf spirit for me. We have card number 27, a grand symphony. Turning knowledge into wisdom. Every time I see this one, I always get like machinery. Like, I don't know why. Every time I see this card, I always get like something being, obviously, in the case of an instrument, you would provide air and then sound comes out, right? I just saw 2, 2, 2, 2. Love. You are transforming your pain into love, okay? That is literally what you are doing. It is alchemy at its finest, turning knowledge into wisdom, using all of your experiences and being able to gain something from it, okay? So let me get some closing off cards. Let me do unicorns. I really hope these messages resonated. If these did, please let me know also if you liked the candle wax portion. If it didn't resonate, like, no problem. Like I said, it's my first time. So intention, be clear and decisive. Focus on what you really want. Be bold with your request to the universe. Yeah, like you have big wings. Look at your big wings. And then I heard it's time to spread those wings. Yeah, that's your heart wanting to just expand and experience and be free. And I feel like if you've been clearing out any energies that don't allow you to feel safe in that way, to where you can just not have to worry and always be watching your back and be on eggshells and things like that, okay? Those are coming in for you. I really feel it strongly, like your tribe, your people, your soul fam, your soul partner. I can feel you calling it in, and I feel it's coming. We have innocence. Take time to play. Nurture your inner child. Yeah. That's what this whole reading was about. Live with a childlike sense of wonder. Yeah, I love that so much. Sanctuary. Take time out from the world. Spend more time alone. Meditate or go on retreat, which is what I feel like you've been doing. I feel like you've been taking a lot of time to create an energy of sanctuary around yourself. And again, I'm seeing like there's a lot of separations that your energy is in right now. I feel like you've separated yourself from a lot of energies. A lot, really. It feels very isolated. But I heard, but there's work to be done. Okay. Yeah, that's giving me the vibe of yesterday's reading with the come home. It's time to get some, it's time for something to happen. And then I heard graduation. Like, yeah, like there's spiritual work to be done. But in the midst of all that, be sure to take time to just play, okay? But I really hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Please let me know. Until we vibe again.